Team Coach Brian here. Today, I've got some fantastic information I want to share with you. This information is going to help you in your next big event. This is your why. Your why has to be big enough to match your challenge. Now, I understand they're all at a different level, but this can mean anywhere from doing a couch to 5K to doing an Everesting event, right? Everybody has their own endurance challenge. There's a ton of books out here talking about your why. Read them. They're good. So you're going to get a lot of good information from them. But I want to share with you from my experience. When I have a big event or a big challenge on the calendar, my why has to be big enough to cross the finish line. If it's not, something's going to happen. Listen, I understand life happens. Things happen. Injuries happen. Maybe the weather is not conducive for us on that particular day or even a training day. Maybe it's too hot, too cold, the rain's coming down, it's muddy, lack of sleep the night before, right? We can make a list here. We all have lack of sleep the night before a big event. There's always going to be something to tell you to stop. I've been there. Listen, I want to tell you from my experience, in the 90s, now I'm dating myself, but in the 90s, I was over in Italy for a short time doing races. Now, an American over in Italy back in those days was not common, and those guys are fast. And I had such a big level of DNFs back then. It was heartbreaking. But you know, when you've failed a number of times, you got to learn a way to conquer those adversities. So I'm sharing this information with you now to help you now. I got to share another story. When I was over there, my level of DNFs were so high, my coach thought he would encourage me. It was a mountain race. The race was all uphill on a bike. Well, I came in dead last. I lived in South Florida at the time, so you got to imagine my training was a little on the light side. So I came in dead last. Well, my coach, let me back up. When you win a race, you get put up on the stage and you get kissed by the flower girls. And you get these flowers, great celebration. Well, I came in dead last, and my coach put me up on the stage, and I got kissed by the flower girls because I came in dead last. You know what? That hasn't happened again. So I am telling you this from experience. Even my most recent, so let me give you an example of a why. The whys that I've used. Everyone has their own why. So I want to give you some examples. My most recent event, the weather was brutal, right? It was not fun weather. But what I did with my mother, she recently passed away. So I gave this race to her. That's why I did it. I did it for her. And I told myself, she never gave up on me for 52 years. I gave this race to her. I wasn't going to give up, right? That's a strong why. An event prior to this, I got COVID prior to the event. So I did have to scale down on my distance. I wasn't happy about that, but I still did the event. But I gave this event to my daughter. I did it. My why was for my daughter. And I did it because I'm so proud of her for what she's doing in school. She keeps piling it on in school and just doing absolutely amazing. She's kicking butt. So when I gave this race to my daughter, there was no chance of me stopping. I had to give it everything I had. So those are just examples of my why. All right? So if I told you that success comes from having the right tools in whatever you're doing, and right now we're talking about endurance events, but success comes from having the right tools. Wouldn't you bring every tool that you need to complete the job and to cross the finish line? Absolutely. So what I'm telling you is to have just a huge why next time you're doing a big event. Have your why equal your challenge. All right, team. Let's go set some big race goals out there, some big endurance goals, and let's crush them. So whether the weather sucks Life is throwing you a curveball. The motivation is down. Use your why to push you through. Team, I hope this helps. Let me know your why on your next event. I'd love to know. Use your why even during training, because the weather is not always nice out there, but we got to get our training in. And let me add, if you need any help with your training plan, your strength workouts, you need some motivation, you have questions, send me a message. Team, go out there. Let's be unstoppable.